Welcome to another From the Pit, where we bring you everything from fully dilated cosmic death beats to none other than fencing-inspired minimalist industrial. I am Frank. I am joined with...
Ron.
Mikey.
Phil. You're joined with us?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah. It's a little hot. I believe, let's jump right into our brutal news.
So, you want to talk about Kerry King?
Being a punk.
Yeah.
Response to their sales.
Yeah, Kerry King said something along the lines of, we're still making great albums, people just aren't buying them. I don't know.
Really
I still purchase
snide.
great metal albums, like almost on a weekly basis.
I do as well. You know, when you purposely release it on September 11th.
Yeah.
Kinda hurts album sales, putting something out on a national tragedy.
Yeah, it's just unnecessarily controversial. I mean, there's no real shock value there. It's just pointless.
Yeah.
There's
What the
shock
fuck?
value, but it's not cool shock value. It's not like, oh, that's badass. That's like, why are you being a dick? I'm shocked that you're being a dick.
Are you really shocked that Kerry King is
Okay, no, I'm shocked that Slayer's being a dick. Kerry King has made a career on being a dick. We all know he's a dick.
The fact that everyone agreed with it, I guess, is the thing.
But yeah, he went on to talk about the current and future state of metal, saying he doesn't see any modern bands that would raise an eyebrow, and that he sees nothing on the horizon, and that the big bands back in the day who were doing it are still the big bands.
Oh my
Come
god.
on, man.
Sadly, a lot of them are jokes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a whole discussion, but it's just really disappointing. There's so many great metal acts out there, and the fact that it's his own fault that he doesn't have his ear to the streets anymore. Not ours.
Oh, fuck Kerry King.
What else we got, Frank?
Well, oh, you son of a bitch.
There's a
Supergroup.
video up
Yeah.
of Metal Allegiance, Gift of Pain, featuring Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. He's actually in two different sort of smash-up supergroups that I think we're going to talk a little bit about. This one's got members of Megadeth, Testament, yeah.
I've never heard of that band.
No, I mean, there's all kinds of Guns N' Roses, Machine Head, Arch Enemy, like, all kinds of people
Jesus.
are in on this.
So it's literally like
it's more of a collective than a band.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
different people
it'll
working
be
with each other.
interesting
And
to see what happens with, Iced Earth, Dillinger Escape Plan, Mastodon,
They all come from
Exodus.
such very...
Periphery?
Chris Jericho.
Oh, Misha Mansour.
fucking-
He's doing, Misha Mansour, the guy from Periphery, is doing,
Chris
fucking
fucking
everything right
Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho. The fucking pro wrestler is involved in this.
It'll be
Holy
really
shit.
interesting to see, because all of these guys come from completely different backgrounds
Not
in
that
metal.
Heffy.
As Ron is discovering more of them over there.
So we're gonna
on
get-
camera.
And you got a pretty wide age.
so we're
age
going to
gap
get
going on.
a Frankenstein of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
And aside from that, there's also the Teenage Time Killers, which is a similar idea, different vocalists and musical lineups on the different tracks. Dave Grohl, actually, we talked about it, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, how I would like to see Dave Grohl and Lamb of God team up. It wasn't in the way that I wanted them to do it, but they did it. And I don't like the song, but you guys might.
Dave Grohl has a history of pulling together kind of super groups and crazy acts like this. I mean, we all saw it before with Probot. We're still all waiting on the follow-up, man. What happened?
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Broke his leg.
that was like a decade after Probot. But I'm excited to hear more of that and see exactly what happens with that project. So.
That ironically rolls us into the next piece of news, the Melvin's Antifan art.
Oh, yeah. So, Buzzo's been a pretty outspoken anti-fan of Dave Grohl in recent years. Not too fond of him. Apparently, they were real tight back in the day, and he can't get a hold of him when he needs him. Some stupid shit. But it led to an absolutely hilarious piece of art, which is
Yeah.
Dave Grohl with his broken leg sitting on a porcelain throne singing "There Goes My Hero." It's regardless of your fan status, it's pretty goddamn funny.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to link to the article so you can take a look at the picture. Someone gets it tattooed on them, we'll show it on the show.
Oh boy, we totally will.
Send us those pics.
Put it right above your ass, it'll be perfect.
Alright. I believe it's time to get to things hot off the press with some new albums. Something I'm looking forward to. Parkway Drive has a new release.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, come on.
You son of a bitch.
Whatever.
Just some good metalcore. It's okay to like it every now and again.
Yeah.
It's okay to like metalcore, I just don't like Parkway Drive.
See what I'm putting up with?
Nah, but
Are you?
to each his own.
I kind of like them. I think they're fine. Just leave it at that. They're fine.
Okay,
Also-
we all can admit that there is something about Parkway Drive that's a little like.
It's got a good drive to it.
But yeah, no, they're a fucking awesome band nonetheless.
Simple. That's
Yeah.
putting it nicely.
Sometimes though, it's
Son
good
of
for
a
like a.
occasionally.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll agree to disagree on this one. But they've got a new album out there.
Yeah, check it out. I mean,
Alright.
Deathgasm.
Yes.
I believe that's a metal-inspired
Yeah, it
horror
is.
comedy.
gore comedy, horror comedy. Sort
It
of a
looks
thing.
outrageous. Definitely along the lines of something you'd see from like Trauma.
Yeah,
So
It looks like it's
with
a lot
more
of fun.
more budget than trauma movies. But
Not by a whole lot, but
there's an official trailer released on the PRP. That's a website. And,
is it a website? They didn't post it on like a they didn't wheat paste it onto a building where you have to go.
Sweet.
cloud signs.
Guerrilla
Crop circles.
advertising.
Crop circles.
Was it? Vhol is
Check out our new video on
oh,
crop circles.
God damn it. So Vhol is streaming a new track, which is more space thrashy and less black thrash. So
Space Thrash.
Black Thrash.
yes,
Yeah.
it's going to be released October 23rd.
Yeah. Check it out. It's definitely spacier than their older stuff. I can attest to that.
And
Similar.
we also got Svalbard, which is a melodic hardcore band from the UK. They're actually putting out an album on September 25th. So pick that up. It's called One Day All of This Will End. It's their debut full-length album. They have a few EPs up. Pretty good band.
Good
Check it
stuff.
out.
Yeah, no,
And
I
I'm
really
sure
like
you're
it.
pretty excited about
I'm
this.
actually pretty jazzed about it. Yeah.
No, I agree with what you said earlier. They remind me of kind of like maybe a little bit more melodic early Comeback Kid
Comeback.
sort of a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, absolutely. And I will mention this every week until it comes out, but H2O's new album, Use Your Voice, November 9th. I think I've mentioned it every other episode, so I'm not going to say much more, but I'm psyched for
I'm
it.
done.
All right, so now on to the main discussion. So, how does everyone feel when a band takes time, say from a show, to talk about politics?
Alright, politics as in like literal government politics stuff, or can politics be like religion or anything? When I feel like
it's kind
Well,
of a
sure, it can be social.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
'Cause
I think we're focusing on anything from like
backing a candidate.
backing like Trump to like Rage talking about not backing the entire government. So anything in between that spectrum.
I feel like I don't know. Personally, I feel like when a band takes time out of their set, like they're playing live music to tell me who to vote for, or tell me what God to believe in, or tell me there's fuck off, fuck right the hell off.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean that's very specific. Now, there have been plenty of instances where I go to see a band that is politically driven, in which case I expect to hear
Yeah.
something. I kind of want to hear it so that I know more, because songs say so much. So if they have a viewpoint and that's their whole purpose behind making their music, when I see you live, yeah, give me a bit more insight into
I was gonna say, I think that's the key. Is if that's the point of the band,
Yeah.
that's the point of the music. That's
Well,
I agree
even,
with that.
even when we saw Modern Life is War early summer, just the little bit of insight that we got with each song was awesome, and it wasn't about really anything.
Yeah, like that was great because he wasn't preaching to anybody. He wasn't telling anybody that they're.
It was positive speech, but it wasn't provoking anything. I don't think it was just positive stuff.
And what did they write their songs about? Like it matched their music. They're not a metal band talking about gore and corpses and shit, telling you like how much they love Trump or Rand Paul or some shit. Like
that's true, but even some of the bands that are writing shit about gore and corpses, occasionally it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
In which case,
occasionally,
I don't know. I can find you some examples. Zombie Apocalypse was their whole thing was that they were zombies, and it was their way of pushing political and social statements, drawing a metaphor to how they lived and what they saw, and them and Send More Paramedics, both really cool zombie-based hardcore bands. I strongly suggest checking them out. But yeah, I don't know. It depends. If I don't want to see like I'm trying to think of a band.
I don't want to see a power metal band ever tell me about politics.
There you go. Yeah.
If you're wearing...
I want them to tell me to drink beer, go brave into battle, and
If you're in a band that requires costumes, and if your costume pieces are like modified like football fucking pads, nah, you lost that right. You sold that right.
What about Guar? Most of their music.
Look at
Bring Back the Bomb.
I was going to say they have politically driven songs sometimes.
But still, no. If I'm at a fucking Guar show,
yeah,
and
but I don't know if
somebody stops the show to talk to me about fucking politics.
They do that in their own way.
In their own way. I mean,
it's the same thing whether they dress it up in a costume or not.
In my mind, like the worst example of it is Dave Mustaine, because I've seen plenty of videos of this guy fucking breaking like in between songs, this fucking talk about conspiracy theories about Obama not having a birth certificate and shit like that. Well, no, what the fuck are you talking about? Just fucking play Holy Wars and end the shit.
See, but that's what I was gonna say. So I feel like it's not so bad of a thing if the end result message, whether it's political or religious or just about the daily life, if there's a positive message in there and you're not hate speak or you're not, conspiracizing with your fans, if it's coming from a place of like true peacefulness, progression, is, I'll take 5 minutes out of my time to hear them out. I'm going there to hear them.
That's 5 minutes of a fucking
you don't
awesome ass song.
I don't want to hear propaganda.
Exactly.
I don't.
Personally, when I don't know, when I go to a show, I want to hear music. Like I want to hear the fucking songs.
When I was younger, Sex Positions did this weird thing at the end of one of their shows. It was a grind band, so like Sex Positions. All right, so like it was a good show, but they ended off with like an actual 15-minute reading from a book, and it was.
I'm not okay with that.
I was.
That's part of their performance.
Yeah,
you're not.
Let me finish. There was guitars and stuff behind it. It wasn't on their CDs. It wasn't part of their, rotating music, but it was an art piece, and that's what I'm there for.
I was gonna say that sounds awesome.
Godspeed has. No, exactly.
I mean, if it's part of what I'm there to see. Not just the songs that I could just play off of my phone or off the CD or off whatever. I've heard the songs a million times. It's cool to see them live, but I want more. I want more of an insight into who this artist is, what drives them, and that's a lot of what you get out of it.
Doesn't it feel better to know that the person you're handing money to in various ways, like, might be a good person?
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just not. When I go to a concert, I don't know how I feel about if he's gonna break in, I'm not saying like all a musician should do is fucking come out there and say welcome to city and all that shit and never speak again into the microphone. It's just when they start, we're agreeing in two different ways. When they get preachy, when they start telling me like about my life,
propagandizing,
anything, it gets to my soul.
I mean, when we went to see Shai Hulud, Matt Fox would take like 8 minutes in between songs.
We heard a poetry reading, and that was slamming. Like,
yeah, in the middle of their set.
That was really cool, for the record.
Sounds.
I would shout that girl out, but I forget her name.
Yeah.
That sounds really shitty to me, but
It does. But okay. I don't know.
I feel like you're kind of, when you buy a ticket to a live show, you're paying for a performance. God only knows what that performance is going to be. You mentioned, like, Mustaine. Unfortunately, when you get that big, and it happens in and outside of metal, I've had friends who've seen Bob Dylan 4 times. Sometimes he plays the hits that everyone wants to hear. Other nights, he's like, I'm Bob Dylan. I want to play these fucking songs. Have you heard them? Nope. I'm going to play them for 4 hours. Deal with it. You know, it's kind of cool in some ways because they're getting to do exactly what they want to do as an artist. And in other ways, it kind of sucks because some people, like Dave Mustaine, are insane conspiracy theorists. You know, you never really know what you're going to get when you go to a live performance. I mean, if you're a Five Finger Death Punch fan, they might get really drunk and walk off stage. I feel like it's
almost all in a part of the whole thing. They say you never meet your heroes, you know, like, because I used to really like Megadeth. I thought Dave Mustaine was an awesome guitar player, and then he started doing these fucking rants, and I'm like, oh. One of those.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to say never meet. I mean, I've met so many guys in the hardcore scene. I mean, Toby Morse from H2O was one of the coolest fucking people I've ever met. Yeah, it was for a very short time.
Really cool group of guys. I mean, I've met a lot of people that ended up being cool, and then I've read about a lot of other guys that Davey Havoc. I don't really agree with him anymore.
But have you met him?
I don't know if that's necessary.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if I met him and he was cool, fine. But maybe, you know, I didn't conduct those interviews. That
I just like the whole mysteriousness of their music and just liking their music. I don't dig into bands' personal lives as much as I used to anymore, but I do agree with the statement that it is nice to affirm that these actually are like cool individuals that I can sync up with, at least on certain ideologies. It's just, I don't know.
I feel like that's half the reason I listen to Enter Shikari. They're not musical geniuses, and the music doesn't always hit the places I want it to, but it's like the things that they're saying and the time they took away from their show to like talk and the energy they put into the set. Like, I'm upset. I saw Poison the Well once, and they just phoned it in. They stood up there, they played their CD, and they left. And I felt so cheated. Like, they just, maybe it was a bad week, maybe they didn't have anything to say.
But yeah, you could have just sat home and
Listen to
pretty much gotten a pretty similar experience.
More clarity, yeah. Not beat up.
Well,
I mean, I guess we're all pretty much in agreement on the fact that we don't like when artists begin to use their fan bases as almost like a
pulpit.
Yeah, their soapbox to just start whining and
I think
bitching
that's the glorious irony behind Ghost.
Yeah.
Well, Ghost is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious the way they conduct themselves.
Apparently, Frankie beat Emeritus, Pop Emeritus in a dick measuring contest. So that's why they're not playing the Philly.
Oh yeah,
Go figure.
I'm still upset about that, but
Frankie.
Well, they're still playing. They're just playing Tuesday after he leaves.
Yeah,
and it was solely because they couldn't get the equipment in. Well, let's not go off on a rant about Ghost. We could.
In the Pope's
very easily.
What time is it now?
Time for you to watch.
It's time that we jump into the pit.
There you go.
Bringing you those bands that we've trudged through Brent Camp, bring to you. So, God damn it! This week I had the some bitch. This week I had the pleasure of listening to the Ragnarok Prophecy.
You always have pleasure.
I do. Well, because I'm not going to find something I don't like and talk about it. I'm going to find something great.
The Ragnarok Prophecy.
The best way I can describe this band is it's melodic death metal, but it just has this epic sound to it, almost like a same feeling you'd get, say, from like folk metal or like a symphonic band. It hits you in a big way, and it's their latest album. I believe it's Makeria, is actually the first of what's going to be a series of concept albums pretty much detailing a creation of this civilization, Makeria. And
I dig that.
I'm in
The
the concept
transitions, like
albums.
sometimes they'll do a harsh, like sort of a clean to a real guttural, like it's really cool. The dynamics they use.
they're oh my god.
It is like very. You kind of feel like a bit of a story, like a call and response. Sometimes that's really sweet and metal.
And like look into them, they list some of their influences as Lord of the Rings, fantasy novels, nature, like
Nature.
and
Rocks.
like nature lore, and like it feels that way, and it feels amazing. Like I'm excited for the rest of these series of albums. Like
Yeah,
I'm
after
pumped about
sitting there
this.
listening through it with you, I am too. I mean, it hooked me. That was my first listen through, and I'm in, 100%.
Ragnarok Prophecy. Listen to them. Buy their album.
Links in the description.
Albums.
Links for all these bands should be in the descriptions, Tom.
Tom's out of the room, so we should all talk shit on him.
Yeah, we should.
Little punk bitch.
He's gonna be so mad. Fucking pussy. Alright, this week I listened to Svalbard, which is a melodic hardcore band based in the UK. They're really, really awesome. They're really interesting. Pretty much they popped up when I actually typed in post-metal into SoundCloud, and they're like one of the first few bands that popped up.
SoundCloud gives you really weird responses.
Oh, totally. But so I typed in post metal on SoundCloud. They're posted as post hardcore. When you listen to them, it's definitely melodic. I mean, you can definitely make arguments for post hardcore.
I'd say it's not horribly far off.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're just a really tight, awesome hardcore band that like has some really nice guttural vocals mixed with some really sweet like the guitar lines that are going underneath of everything. Just help everything drive along a little bit.
It builds
better.
really well.
Yes,
Definitely.
Yes, it's that's I think where they would pull the post descriptor from, because it's definitely more like sailing, like
Dynamic.
melodic metal than it is like chuggy old school hardcore.
Definitely.
But the vocals come off to me more like you got a little bit of group chant going on in there. I think it's really great the amount of like soul you hear in their screaming.
Yeah.
I
I think you
really
got two
like
screamers, a male and female screamer.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fucking cool.
I was gonna say, like, when you threw it on, at one point we were just having a discussion while it was still on, and much like a post or something like that, in the background it still provides this certain like ambience to it.
Yeah,
And it is fantastic.
I think actually first time I listened to their album, I actually was watching some UFC fights.
yeah. The drum beats actually remind me a lot of like Modern Life in the sense that they're kind of more on the laid back style. So you get a lot of like the head rock and sort of.
But yeah, they're totally a awesome band to just throw on while you're watching fighting or just chilling out. And they're really good band to even zone out to, or even when you hone in to a certain thing, they're still really
I think it's
talented
good
and
morning
pleasing.
music. Gets me pumped up.
Yeah, they're really, really pleasing to the ears if you're into like more abrasive kind of melodic, crunchy. I don't know.
If you're
They're all
watching
over
our
the
show,
place.
I'd imagine you are.
If you're watching this, you'll like them. They're called Svalbard. Svalbard. Links in the description. Check them out.
Yeah, who would you listen to?
This week I listened to Lethian Dreams. It's kind of far off from what I normally listen to, but it was really good. I guess it's kind of like easiest descriptors are like gothy, sort of like
Was this the band?
doomy, sort of.
So was this the band that had almost like a that ambient feel to them?
Yeah, it's like Opethy in a way. I don't know. Did you get a chance to check them out?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
My schedule's a little.
It's all clean, vocals. And what reminds me of the goth sense is like it's all female vocals, so it's really kind of pretty in the doominess. Like it's kind of depressive, like low tempo, sort of.
I was gonna say I was digging while I was listening to it, but I feel like this is something you'd normally listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Some of the some of the post stuff that you listen to, like it matches.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
That feeling.
The harmonic value that she gets is so calming, and she sings it so good that it's like the lack of complexity in the actual music itself isn't really a problem for me. But when I heard it, my first like comparison thought was kind of like an Opeth sort of feel. I really liked it. They put an album out, the Red Silence at the Red Lodge. Red Silence Lodge. I think it was released last month.
What was it?
Red Silence Lodge.
Red Silence Lodge. Okay.
Yeah.
Which sounds awesome.
Silence of the Red Lodge.
Oh God.
But you know.
Top of the line journalism.
Hey man.
Every week.
Silence of the Tom.
All right. So this week and every week before that, for probably about the past 3 or 4 months, I've been listening to Royal Thunder. One of my absolute favorites recently. When I first heard them, my way of explaining them to people was, who's that fucking band? Hailstorm minus the suck.
Oh, these guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Royal
Yeah.
Thunder, they're really awesome.
They're really, really good. It's outside of the realm of the bands that I usually mention on the show. It's a little, almost more on the hard rock side, but it's very, there are really experimental moments. Their new album, Crooked Doors, just blew me the fuck away. There are certain albums that come along that just hit you in all of the right places. And a lot of the album is dealing with like her recent divorce, and it's
Oh boy.
oh my God.
Oh boy.
It's
That's heavy.
It is my absolute favorite songs. Forgive Me Karma. Really weird progressions throughout the whole song.
Yeah. But it's actually really catchy once you let the whole thing kind of digest.
Yeah, they just have this way of putting music together that's it's more complex than it sounds.
Yeah.
There's just so much to it. Every time I listen through the album, I hear a new thing.
That's awesome.
It is
So-
intelligently written. Definitely.
Royal Thunder, check them out. You really won't be disappointed. I guarantee it.
It's time for fucking tours.
Fucking tours.
One of the tours that I'm excited about is Unleash the Archers is on tour, and they're actually this Friday coming to Allentown near us.
Yep.
Me and you are going to that.
Yep.
Your first power metal show.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
guys going in costume?
We're not going in costume. I'm going to chant my face off and be ready for battle.
Yeah, my first opportunity to see power metal, it was Ozfest like 2004, and I was kind of hipster about it. I saw all the like first stage bands and then fucking left.
You bitch.
Like, fuck these scrubs, I'm out.
I'm too cool for the mainstream bands.
I regret it now.
I bet you do. Oh, God.
Weak Wrists had done an 8-day tour. I believe it's going to be over by the time this airs, but
So,
the group's really
so it's-
sweet, so check them out. They're going to hopefully tour again soon. Figuring out a way to get them
There's
in
a
here.
tour that just ended.
I mean, it's happening like right
Fucking
now,
tours.
but
so H2O is going on tour in support of the new album. I'm just gonna leave that at that. Shai Hulud's going on tour.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hope you guys are coming with me to at least one of the shows. I'm
Where-
probably
where-
going to be going to 2 of them. I don't think you're going to make it to the show out in Pittsburgh with me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going. I'll let you know when the other one is.
Yeah. I definitely want to see them again. They were awesome.
Yeah.
They were fucking awesome. They were
I-
cool dudes.
Yeah, they're
need to
great.
see them.
yeah, you do.
Yes, you do.
We'll make a day out of it.
Like that pit though. That pit was like, and you were just hanging out,
Oh,
just
yeah.
hanging out, just
I'm used to it.
not worried about.
If you check out the video on Hate 56, shout outs to Sonny. He records all of This Is Hardcore every year, but he recorded their set at Nate Fest. You go there and check it out, you get about 20 minutes of me in front of the stage.
Nice.
But who else is going on tour? Oh my god, there's an absolute fucking banger coming up. If this shit hits your city, make sure you're there because the venue might not be standing afterwards. Twitching Tongues, Harm's Way, Homewrecker, and Malice at the Palace. You're fucking up if you miss this tour.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So I'll be there. I'll probably come out bloody because that fucking lineup. Oh my god.
We also have Kylesa, Inter Arma, Indian Handcrafts, and Irata on tour.
Kylesa is the tits.
Yeah, it was
fucking
cool.
rule.
It was avant-garde metal.
Well, they've been doing it for over a decade now. It's just...
When you say that, I instantly think of like
Mr. Bungle.
I was saying Mr. Bungle, like MSI or like
Yeah, it's the right thought.
Okay.
Huh.
Also, August Burns Red and Every Time I Die are starting up a tour.
Word.
Anything else?
No, I believe that's.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh,
have some?
motherfucker.
Yes. Between the Buried and Me are going on tour with Animals as leaders.
Oh.
Buy my ticket now.
Alright.
He doesn't have
See
money.
you later, Ron. Yeah, he doesn't.
But he's pretty pumped, so I think you guys should be pumped too.
It's Between the Buried and Me and Animals as leaders.
That's going to be intense.
You can't pack much more talent into a venue at one time.
I think people's faces will literally fucking melt the fuck off. There's no surviving that show.
So it's going to be the arc opening up.
Exactly. Like that show might
They're
call.
gonna come out drooling.
There might be a dimensional rift caused by all the shred happening in that. Like,
Yeah,
like, just-
they'll be handing out
that's
face
not
melt
cool.
buckets so you can carry them over to the hospital. and
How did I not hear about
surgically
this?
reattach.
What the fuck?
I don't know, Ron. Do your fucking research.
Suck my asshole.
Too busy posting stuff on Facebook. Piss off your friends.
Alright, let's not make it
Did we have
personal.
to say anything about Audible this week?
Do we have anything to say about
Nah,
Audible?
We have
No.
nothing to say
There's
about
books there, I
Audible.
hear, but we don't have anything to say about them.
Nope.
Fuck those books.
On that,
Not literally, that
Like,
would be
subscribe,
weird.
and share, and
we're going to be...
take it easy.
Take it easy. Night, ladies.